I would like to invite Mrs. Harika P. She's a director at Yaadha ABA Centre and she's board certified behavioral analyst. She did her master's in psychology, but she came a long way. But she's actually did her master's in embedded systems. She came a long way and landed up in certification as a behavioral analyst. She has 8 years of experience working with children with autism, ADHD, Down syndrome, and hearing impairment. Currently, she is focusing on the age group of 1.5 years to 19 years. Her area of interest is to work with teenagers under spectrum, which is very rare. I invite you, Mrs. Harika, you can come and start with the session.
Doctors, other professionals and parents. It's really challenging for me now. After lunch and it's a nice cozy room. I'll try my best that you don't sleep and I'll keep you all awake. So yes, today the topic is evidence-based ABA interventional strategies and its long-term outcomes. So to begin with, I just want to give a brief idea about what is ABA. So it's a new kind of terminology for all of you. Most of you know what is behavior therapy, but it's not. Behavior therapy is not ABA. So ABA is applied behavior analysis. To begin with, it's a science. It's not a therapy initially. It's a science where there are so many streams and fields in it, and a lot of research is still going on. It's a science which studies human behavior. So it's a science which tries to find out what is human behavior, how the behavior is happening, and how we can control, how we can predict the behavior of humans. So this is ABA therapy, ABA science or applied behavior analysis took its form, later on it's changed to therapy. Why? Because mostly these children with developmental disabilities, especially autism, this population is benefited out of it. So it's like, the science was, the principles of the science were able to explain, how learning takes place, and this was benefiting this population a lot. So eventually it took turn and into ABA therapy. And there are so many streams in this. One of my favorite is organizational behavior management, which in mostly corporate sectors, we have that. It's also very amazing kind of stream in this science again. So generally when we talk about behavior, the context which we use, the way we talk is like, so I saw that he behaving very badly today. The behavior, behavior is like, very bad behavior. Generally we talk in this context. Always like behavior means it's like bad. So, but it's totally different in this science. Here the definition of behavior is totally different. Behavior is something which can be observed and measured. So I'm standing here, you all can see this behavior. And you can also measure this behavior, like how duration, how long I'll be standing here, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, then only it is counted as a behavior. Not like what I'm thinking, I'm sad or I'm happy, I'm hungry, those things are not considered as behaviors. So which you can see clearly, which you can observe, you all are sitting, I can see. Somebody will be like, now sleeping, I can see. Okay, so I can see and I can measure also, like how many times you are getting up, you want to escape from this talk, then you will be, getting up and going away. I can see all those things, I can measure all those things. So that is called behavior. And so we don't say bad or good behavior. We say inappropriate or appropriate behavior, which is socially appropriate, socially inappropriate. That is how we address the behavior in this science. So ABA or applied behavior analysis is generally, as Pooja ma'am said, it's not only to decrease inappropriate behaviors. So generally when clients or parents come to us, we have a lot of problem behaviors, please work on those things. So it's absolutely wrong. You cannot only reduce any problem behavior, you have to simultaneously replace it with appropriate behavior. So it is always like this, increasing appropriate behavior like attending skills, understanding, communication, play skills, social skills, including reading, writing, math. All these are appropriate, socially appropriate skills which have to be increased, and simultaneously the problem behaviors have to be decreased. So both will be going hand in hand. And in ABA therapy, what happens? So many of you have so many, kind of misconceptions, how, so I'll try to clear. In ABA therapy, after all the doctors who spoke from morning, all these doctors' role will be done, and then we come into picture. Yeah, so there were pediatricians, neurologists, genetic specialists. So all these people, they'll rule out one by one, they'll diagnose, they'll tell what is the issue. Now they gave a clear green flag that yes, the child can learn now. Okay, then we come into picture. Once when a client or parent come to us, when we enroll a child, we start first, with pairing with the child. Okay, so for pairing means we will start developing a rapport with the child. We'll see that the child trusts us. Ultimately, it's like happy, relaxed. The child should be happy, relaxed, and engaged. Then we'll start direct observation in each and every area according to their age wise. Like for example, if a child comes of 5 years of age, then according to their age wise, we'll start observing each area. There will be a certain skill set for each kind of age. So for 5 years, what skill set should be there, and in each area, we'll be observing the child directly. Yes, parents do tell us, because they know more better than us, but it's their perspective, from professional perspective. We need to understand the child thoroughly, observe them, and putting them into different tests, like with motivation, without motivation, if they have skills, are they generalizing or not, and then that gives us, where there are the deficits, in what skill areas are the deficits are there. Next thing is to find out the barriers. So generally, what happens sometimes, we overlook the barriers. We need to do a detailed kind of observation to find out if there is any barrier. Barriers will be like problem behaviors. Okay, so then if the problem behavior is there which is interfering, we need to reduce that. After that, next step is to making a program to increase the skills and making a program to reduce the barriers. Here comes the role of intervention. When you make the program, here we use different strategies to make interventions to increase or reduce the barriers, increase skills and reduce barriers. So after a lot of research and peer-reviewed studies, they have come up with 27 evidence-based treatment strategies. Still research is going on, still in future maybe very new innovative kind of strategies may come up. Currently we have these 27 strategies. So ABA is like a comprehensive program. It's not like only one strategy will be used. You have to have a set of strategies that makes a program comprehensive. When do you need an intervention? Like I said, always intervention is not only to reduce problem behavior. It's also to increase or to develop a new skill, to teach a new skill or appropriate behavior, and to reduce inappropriate behavior. And the third one is very important. Intervention is applied only when there is an benefit for the individual. Like many times parents will come to us like my child is flapping hand a lot, so we feel very odd when we go into public. So then wait, I'll say, let me observe. Is it something which we need to really intervene? Is it there need for intervention there? So is it a barrier? If it is a barrier, then only we'll intervene. Otherwise, we don't intervene at all. It's like, if he needs, he needs. It's a self-stimulatory behavior, or there is no need to reduce that behavior if it's like a barrier for his development. So, children do echolalia, children do, suddenly they make sounds. So as long as it's not a barrier, it's not hampering their growth, or it's not their learning process is hampered, we don't intervene there. So this is again very important, because parents want it to go down, or others say that we don't want that, we don't reduce that. Okay. This is very important. It's a basic unit of analysis in this science. Without this, you cannot plan any intervention. So here it is behavior before what happens and after. So many of you may know this. But from this itself, we can find out what is the reason for the behavior. especially to reduce behaviors when we plan intervention. This is very important. You cannot give instantly any kind of solution for any problem behavior. It's absolutely wrong. If you do that, you are not benefiting the child, still you're worsening the situation. So we need to do a kind of like doctors do a lot of tests. Even in our science, we have so many tests. This is the first test, then we come to hypothesis, then we do functional behavior assessment, then we will confirm by doing an intervention, then that is how the process. So these so many tests will be run. Directly by just seeing the child for half an hour or 1 hour, we will not do any intervention. We need to run different tests. So this is one of that. So what happens before, and then what happens after? This helps in prediction and control of human behavior. It's not only for children with autism, anybody, even we can, control our behavior. Okay, so as I said, this kind of unit will give us the function of the behavior. So the main functions or the functions which will be, generally to reduce a behavior, or the reasons for the problem behaviors will be one of these. It can be attention, it can be escape, it can be any item or tangible, or automatic reinforcement. So when we know that if one of this is a function, then we can start designing a intervention from here on. So before designing an intervention, we need to know the function of the behavior. So now coming to interventions to teach skills. There's so many. So these are to teach new skills like task analysis, time delay, visual supports. So many are there. So I'll just interventions to reduce problem behavior, because this is the area I think where everybody is interested and really want to know about some strategies from this thing. So I'll try to focus on some of the strategies in this. So here there are again so many things. Like antecedent based intervention, extinction, differential. So these all are terminology, you don't have to worry about all that. I'll make it more simple for you. Now coming to this one strategy, this is extinction. So this is something which is very amazing kind of intervention, which will really help in reducing the problem behaviors. But as I said, please don't forget, don't do anything directly. You need to test for the function of the behavior first. So here, to make it more simple, it is withholding the reinforcer. So now I'll give you an example. For example, wife today she was cooking for her husband one kind of recipe. Then husband said, "Wow, it's so yummy and tasty." The next day, so the wife will be again, "Oh wow, this is I got some reinforcer." So he praised. So I'll do more cooking now. So 2 more dishes. So he said second day he praised "Okay, wow, nobody can cook like you." Third day, then wife started searching on YouTube, then she started making 4 to 5. Wow. So what is the reinforcer here? Why the behavior of cooking is going up? What is the reinforcer here? Praise is the reinforcer. The praise which was given by husband is the reinforcer. So the behavior of cooking is going up. Okay, it is increasing day by day. Now, withholding reinforcer. So husband is busy with, he is completely into his office work. So he's not praising after 5 days. So no praise. She cooked 5 dishes, but he did not even praise. He did not even look at her. So next day 4 will become 3, 3 will become 2, and ultimately you order from Swiggy now. So the behavior has went down. Okay, so the behavior of now cooking is put on extinction. So the reinforcer was not given there. Okay, so next, based on those 4 functions, so basically attention, escape, and automatic is sensory and tangible. Based on those 4 functions, the extinction procedures will also differ. Okay, so first thing is attention extinction. A child is jumping. Generally, we get these kind of cases. Hyperactive child is very hyperactive. We have so much of hyperactive behavior. We see, or non-compliance or crying. Okay, so we need to first run the test. Why they are engaging in such kind of behaviors? If it is attention, A child is jumping, a mother will tell us, right, he'll go on, jump, jump, jump. Even we tell he doesn't listen, we also give this thing, they don't even, I scold him, they don't listen. So this is how they tell. So here what is happening? So even though you scold, you say, whatever you say, that doesn't matter to them. You are giving your eye contact, you are talking to them. As long as you're talking to them, it's a kind of attention only. Okay, so here if the child is jumping and mother is continuously saying, then what will be the extinction? How to put the behavior of jumping on extinction here? So basically when we tell parents, what to do, you don't give your eye contact, no eye contact, you are not saying a single word, okay, then that's not it, you are not just standing there and not looking at them, but still the child is jumping. It's not like that. So you need to just walk, you're not giving eye contact, you're not talking, you're not saying anything, you're not giving any instructions, but simply holding the child and putting him down. Again he goes, then putting him down. He does for 10 times, 20 times, 30 times. Now slowly he'll, because he's not fetching anything out of it. Mother is not looking, mother is not talking, she's not yelling at him, she's not scolding. So he's not fetching anything from that. So he's not getting attention. Attention is the reinforcer here. He is not getting attention here. So ultimately what happens? Slowly the behavior of jumping will go down. So now behavior of jumping was put on extinction. Same way, escape extinction. Escape. Generally, why do children escape? Because when they don't like or when it is too tough for them to handle. So these are the two reasons which I find in children when it is not at all interesting. If it is interesting, you all will be sitting here. If it is not interesting, you will engage in a behavior of moving away from here. Same way, children also. When you are running a session, when it's not interesting, definitely they will try to escape in the form of destructive behavior, disruptive behavior, or challenging behavior. So this all is to escape. Or if it is too demanding, or if it is like too tough, you are directly starting with some kind of things which they cannot even understand. Then escape behavior starts. Now, for example, when you are sitting across with your child and started to work on some, run a session, then the child immediately, started hitting you. He started engaging in a little aggressive behavior. Then the moment he starts hitting, what will be the immediate reaction? Will stop everything. He's getting escape out of it. The moment he started hitting, it's a common reaction, right? We'll stop. Whatever we are doing, it's a puzzle or something you're doing, you'll stop. Even momentarily, even if you stop, is stopping only. Then the child is getting the escape from that. So how to put it on extinction here? Here is, you need to not take the beatings. Once I went as a consultant to a school and he was engaging, then before only I gave them this intervention that you have to not leave any task. You need to continuously make him to do the task. But they got it in a wrong way. They are making him to do, but he was hitting. The poor teacher was taking the beating. So that is not the correct thing. You block their hand, or you're blocking them for being aggressive. You are at the same time, you are not stopping the task whatever you have already started. So start with some simple tasks which will be easily you can make them to do. So then you are putting that behavior of escape on extinction. You are not giving him escape over there. There he will get a message that I cannot get an escape. Is the time up? Sir, it's very tough because to talk on one topic itself it will take whole day. Sorry. So I'll move to the next. I've discussed two things. Then this is again effects of extinction. So generally we don't give this intervention to parents, only under professional guidance only. This has to be done because there will be serious effects like extinction burst and the spontaneous recovery. I'll tell you quickly what it is. Extinction burst is something, we all have a tendency to try our best to achieve something. We'll try our best, we will not leave it initially. So same way, if the child is trying to get attention, he will try all means. Like he was jumping initially, mother is not looking, then he'll start throwing things, still mother is not looking, then he'll start coming and hitting and kicking you. So they take different forms. So we need to be prepared for all these kinds of behaviors. That is called extinction burst. Okay, so Next is non-contingent reinforcement, which is again a very simple and easy to be applied technique. Here it is irrespective of behavior, we are going to reinforce. So it is to be more simple, it is like you are making it invaluable. You are making the reinforcer invaluable here. See, if we don't have something, we'll be looking for that. If we already have, we don't look for that. Same way, if you're not giving him a chocolate, he'll be trying to snatch, trying to hit you. But if you're giving the chocolate freely, he will not do all those things. So, but there is a systematic way to kind of to implement this. So first you need to find out what is the behavior, how often it is happening. You need to take a data like when, and you need to observe when it is happening. On an average, you have to take out the time. So just before that behavior happens, you need to give the reinforcer. Or if it is for attention child is doing, just before, like if you have calculated like on an average of every 10 minutes is exhibiting that behavior, just before 10 minutes you need to give your attention. So you are giving your attention freely and you are making it invaluable. This is high probability request sequence. This is also very easy to apply and implement. Like I'll give you another example. Like in a court, a lawyer will be asking, I've seen in many movies this one, lawyer will be asking like, did you eat, did you sleep, did you walk, and then did you rob, then yes. So even did you rob also, he'll say yes. So you're putting him into that momentum, so he'll be like motivated to say yes. Same way here also, you need to quickly delivering your instructions, like he already mastered kind of targets. He can give high five, he can say his name. So you just quickly give those instructions, and then at the end the thing which is little tough or which is like low probability thing. First high probability things and then last low probability things. I hope that example gave you a good idea. This is again functional communication training. So as I said, when you are planning an intervention to reduce problem behavior, it's always needed that you replace. Like child is jumping, now you are asking him to stop. Then child question is, what should I do now? I only know to jump, I don't have any other skills. You're asking me to stop, then what should I do is question. Then you need to teach him what he need to do. So that there comes, you need to build up the skills. So this is like, he want attention, then teach him to say that let's play, come play with me, sit with me. If he is non-verbal, then you can teach him to use sign language or PECs. Same way for escape, give me a break. Okay, you can teach him to give me a break, I want my time, my way. Same if they want any tangible, I want, you teach them I want or the item name. So key points, so I'm going to end it. So key point is always replace behavior with problem behavior with appropriate behavior. That is the reason many people think that it is only reduction, ABA is only to reduce behaviors. No, you have to do both simultaneously. Then next thing is, while teaching new skill, how to teach is very important. So there are so many professionals here. Everybody knows what to teach. How to teach is very important because every child is different. For no two children same strategy will work. Every child is different. How to teach will change every day also for the same child. So you need to be always finding out how to teach. Next is, as I said, every individual is different. The program should be individualized. So you need to do all the tests and the program should be individualized. So thank you so much.
What is ABC? Sorry? The background or the background can also participate. Please. What is reinforcement? Motivator. And we all should remember the strength of reinforcement. It need not be the same all the time. Right? And with this, I would like to invite Dr. Abhishek to felicitate Mrs. Harika. Can we all stand up for a second and put our hands forward and clap?